The Broncos move to 8-5. Bo Nix throws for almost 300 yards and a touchdown. Here's his numbers on the year amongst rookies. Most passing yards, passing touchdowns and completions, second best passer rating, and second most first downs. Nick, you weren't super high on Bo Nix. Did he prove anything to you last night?
No. He was before the year, if you remember, my #1 draft pick of all of the young quarterbacks to trick people into thinking he was good. And there was a lot that went into that. One was, I think that if you ask 100 football fans how many games did the Broncos win last year, I think 90 of them undershoot it. The Broncos were an 8-win team last year. We look at them like they were terrible, but they were an 8. Right? They beat the Chiefs 24-9, but they were also an 8-win team last year. The Vegas over/under for them this season was 5.5. So everyone thought Vegas and everyone thought they were going to be terrible. So I thought there was kind of the opposite of the thing Caleb had to deal with, which is these high expectations set by some nameless. And so there was that. There's the fact that I do think Sean Payton gets the absolute best out of his quarterback, whether it's helping Drew Brees, who was already really good, become one of the all-time greats, Jameis Winston be a brief dark horse MVP candidate, Teddy Bridgewater, got what I thought was a fake year out of Russell Wilson. Now, it turns out Russell maybe had more left in the tank than I thought, all of that. So that went into it. And so now I'm going to do something that is going to seem totally unfair, but it's just my my honest opinion. So can we show the highlight from Bo last night, the play, which was a sick play.
It was a great play.
And this close to being a sick play by Cleveland, but it was a sick play by Bo. That was a great throw, great play. Confidence by Sean Payton, as Colin pointed out, to let him drop back in the end zone, all of it. Okay, so I do that to do this. That was a sick play and it counts. If it didn't, these were his numbers. This is the unfair part. And so, if you want to ask me, was I impressed by that throw and that play?
Okay. You want to play that game because look at these numbers. The first 2 touchdown drives were absolutely positively led, full charge by Bo Nix. Even Troy Aikman and Joe Buck themselves said it, okay? Like those drives were completely there for Bo Nix. And yet they didn't lead to touchdowns because they handed the ball off. All right? So I knew that was going to happen because I even wrote at my notes when watching this game, the first 2 touchdowns, Nix were not passing and touchdowns, and therefore now you have this interception ratio of like, at that point it would have been 0-1, and they would have said, oh, they're winning in spite of him. Watch the game. Watch how the game is played. Watch how the drives unfold. Watch what the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton are asking Bo Nix. They also had no run game. 0 run game. Okay? It was like a devastating. They were asking Bo Nix to just throw, to be that guy, play after play after play after play after play. So stop with these dumb stats. Oh my God. Just stop. Watch the game. Watch the game. Watch the game.
1,000% yes. Was I impressed by the game? No, I wasn't. Did it make me say, oh, they've got their guy? No.
It should have.
I don't. I actually thought Bo Nix played poorly for the bulk of yesterday's game after playing really well for the bulk of the previous month. That one play kind of changes, obviously, his stats and how we look at the game. But no, I'm not yet a Bo Nix believer.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna, see what else they have to say. I usually don't stop clips this much, but I can't even stop myself at this one. For me, when I watch sports and when I started this channel, you have a lot of doubt. I still have a lot of doubt. You start to question, how much do I know? Why should anyone listen to me? Am I worth watching? Right? You have all that type of stuff, and it's healthy to do that. You have the whole, imposter syndrome and all that. And obviously, I get plenty of things wrong, just like everyone. But when you watch people on TV, and it doesn't matter who it is. This isn't me calling out Nick Wright or anyone. But you have this perceived, their perception of expertise. These are the experts. These are the ones that know. And I used to think someone like a Stephen A. Smith, he knew. He's on TV, he's on ESPN. When he says this team's going to win, when this player is going to be a star, well, yeah, he knows. This is when I was younger, obviously, okay? And I'm like, he knows. He knows. And then you watch enough and you get a little bit older, you have a little bit more mature eyes. You're actually watching the games and you know the players more intimately now. And you're like, what? Or you just see he was completely wrong. And again, now you're trying to figure out, okay, well, of course you're going to be wrong sometimes when you're sharing your opinions about every single thing. 365, you can't be right all the time. It's impossible. Like I said, you would be an absolute super genius and you'd be a trillionaire. You wouldn't even be a billionaire. You would be a literal trillionaire because you'd be able to bet and gamble all day and just make a gajillion dollars. So of course you're going to be wrong sometimes. It's a fact. But then when I see a game like last night and watching Denver Broncos and Bo Nix play, and it's funny how Troy Aikman starts and says this.
13 already around the National Football League, and for the Denver Broncos, they have what every team is looking for. They have their quarterback for now, and they have their quarterback for the future in Bo Nix. He's been outstanding, and with Sean Payton pulling the strings, he's in a great situation.
There's no doubt, and I think when you look at what happened to Denver when they released Russell Wilson and the cap hit that they had to absorb, it was imperative that they nail this rookie class, and by all accounts, they have. Now, ultimately, it's going to be judged on what career Bo Nix has. Up to this point, it's been fantastic, and as you've heard me say many times, Joe, if you come out of the season believing that first-round pick is a franchise quarterback, then it was a successful year. Not only do they know that, but they're winning games along the way, and he has the benefit of having Sean Payton call plays for him, which has made it very quarterback-friendly for him.
So, Troy Aikman sees him being a franchise quarterback, but Nick Wright is unconvinced. It just, again, even in a game where the stats, the stats, you have to think about what the Denver Broncos were asking and needing from Bo Nix. And they relied on a rookie quarterback to be the workhorse of that team. To be the engine, the car, the gas, the oil, the tires, the windshield, the seatbelts. A Ford Bronco. That's what they asked him to be. As a rookie quarterback. And he passed with flying colors, man. He just passed with flying colors. So yeah, even in a game where his stats weren't perfect and everything wasn't perfect, you could still see high level football. And if you want to take out special plays and say, if we take away that play, well, then his numbers wouldn't be that good. Okay, so let's go do that for Patrick Mahomes every single game this season and last year. Go do it. What would his numbers look like? Let's take away Josh Allen's great plays, Lamar Jackson's great plays. What would their numbers look like? Let me see it. I want to see it. So, what made up scenario are we doing here? And again, that's why you don't draw conclusions based off of just pure stats. Watch the game. Watch how the game is unfolded. Name all the plays where Bo Nix just straight up messed up. Because a bunch of his incompletions were drops, throwaways, or him throwing it into the grass on purpose. He was very smart. He was very strategic. They are asking, Bo Nix to be rolling out in the back of the end zone, throwing darts. Some of those, the one interception was just a great defensive play. Great defensive play. The other interception was like, hey, man, Sean Payton's like, yo, we just need to sling it. We got no run game going on right now. Our defense is being gashed. We're going to have to put up points. We're constantly being backed up. We just need to kind of go for it. And that's what happens. That's what they do to Josh Allen all the time. Not so much this year, but in years past. So, come on. Crazy. Madness. Absolute madness. A lot of Denver Broncos fans, a lot of fans have said this over the years about, anytime Nick Wright criticizes another team or another player, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, the Ravens, the Bills. And they're like, oh, he's afraid. And I never really bought into that much. Nick Wright knows the future. He knows that if Bo Nix is just a good quarterback, doesn't even have to be great or elite, just a good quarterback, a Dak Prescott level quarterback, ooh, trouble. Nick knows how important it is to be the #1 seed to get to those AFC championship games. How much it's benefited Tom Brady, where he was able to feast on that division and get the home field advantage. When he had home field advantage and had the bye, Tom Brady's Super Bowl projection went through the roof. When he didn't, not so much. It changes everything. And that's what the Kansas City Chiefs have been able to do throughout these years with Patrick Mahomes. And like I've said already weeks ago, that's over. That's over. The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, have arrived. The Chargers have arrived. And maybe one day the Raiders will arrive too. Maybe, who knows? Maybe one day they'll get there. So I am sensing a little bit of fear. Just a little bit. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix, Denver Broncos, and Nick Wright just not buying into it? Apparently, it just continues to be fool's gold, and he's tricking everyone. He's tricking Troy Aikman. He's tricking Troy Aikman in believing that Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback. I can't believe it. That's impressive. Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, one of the top quarterbacks in NFL. He's tricking him. That's impressive. Bo Nix is special, I guess. He is. The dude is Harry Houdini. He's a magician. My goodness. David Blaine and the mind guy, whatever the heck that guy's name is. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.